There are moments in NBA history that signal a shift, a change in season. That change is usually felt when an older NBA veteran or legend is challenged by the younger, eager baller. Usually there is a back and forth, and one person does not get the best of the other. But in the end, the baton is handed off and respect is given. Here we have a few instances where this has happened, and we will look a little deeper into them. There are more, but these are some of our favorites. But before we jump into the different moments between old school versus new school legends, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons and make sure to share the video if you enjoy it. Zion versus LeBron. Pelicans rookie Zion Williamson continues to take the NBA by storm with a combination of athleticism, power, and force that has rarely, if ever, been seen. You just can't call this guy a teenager anymore. He is a big and still growing man. Williamson is only 20 years old, yet the gigantic, athletically elite grown men in the league have absolutely no idea what to do with him. Zion went toe-to-toe with LeBron James earlier this season, twice. In one game, the young buck dropped a career-high 35 points to go with 7 boards. However, like many times before, LeBron was even more brilliant, posting 34 games, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds, where he led the Lakers, who won the game 122-114. Zion is most certainly coming for the top throne in the NBA, and most likely, he will have it. Watching Zion go back and forth with LeBron, who is probably still the best player in the world, was extraordinary. It needs to be pointed out that when these two met, this was just Zion's 15th NBA game. There are already so many ways Zion can beat you. His feel for the game is way beyond his years. He's an energetic and instinctual cutter. He runs the floors and establishes low, early post position. He senses defenders on his back and spins off them for steals and over-the-top lobs. He rebounds his own misses like it's on purpose. The quickness of his second jump is astounding, as is his power to finish through anyone. He makes minced meat through his sheer power to go right through monsters and other veterans like Dwight Howard. Over you, through you, around you, it doesn't matter. Zion is going where he's trying to go, as snowplows tend to do. He even hit a jumper against LeBron, who was giving him ample cushion and daring him to take it. I would have loved to see a younger LeBron in the league with Zion. Now that would have been fun. To think about what Zion is going to look like in 4 or 5 years is frightening. Next old school versus new school is Dirk versus Porzingis. Everybody wants to compare Kristaps Porzingis to Dirk Nowitzki. Maybe it makes sense, I don't know. Even if tall Europeans who can shoot aren't all the same. When the Knicks welcomed Dirk and the Mavericks to MSG, there was a lot of excitement in the air about Dirk versus KP. Are the comparisons between the best shooting big man ever and KP fair? Dirk says maybe not, but not for the reasons you may think. In the game at MSG, Nowitzki dropped 25 points on 18 shots during the win over the Knicks. Porzingis, with a stellar performance, actually topped old man Dirk. KP got 28 points on 13 of 18 shooting. It was quite the entertainment at MSG, given the fact they don't have much to celebrate there. But then again, everybody is. Too bad for us fans, we only got limited KP versus Dirk games. Nowitzki said after his first game against Porzingis, "He's probably way ahead of the curve. When I was 20, I was scared to death out there. He's almost averaging a double-double. So he's way better than I was at 20. So the comparison's probably unfair to me." Dirk also added, "He's for real. We've said it before. He's tougher than you think. He's long, he's athletic, he can put the ball on the floor. The sky's the limit for this kid, not only because he's good, but also because I heard he lives and breathes basketball. He stays in the gym, he works hard, and doesn't let all this hype here get to his head. You've to root for him." Iverson versus Jordan. These two legends are on their own, but we all know where this is going. The battle between these two legends came down to one play, one crossover. It became one of the most iconic plays in NBA history, but in the moment, on March 12, 1997, Allen Iverson was unaware of what he had done when he crossed up Michael Jordan. Iverson was a rookie in 1997, and the Philadelphia 76ers were absolutely deplorable. Jordan's Chicago Bulls, the defending NBA champions, were 54-8 at this point, and the actual game itself didn't mean much to them. But the crossover was apparently years in the making. Iverson said, "I remember that play vividly because Michael Jordan was my hero. Everybody knows that. He was my favorite player, my idol. I literally wanted to be like Mike." I used to always tell my family and my friends and my teammates in college and high school, and even the guys for the Sixers, if I get the greatest player to ever play the game on me, I'm gonna try my move on him. Iverson continued. So I remember I came off a screen or something and I heard Phil Jackson say his name, called him to switch out on me. Looking back on it, I'm thinking to myself, damn, did you get nervous or did you think about it? All I saw was him, and I just backed up and gave him a little one and he went for it, and I was like, oh yeah, I got his ass now. And all I was thinking about after the fact was that no one never probably would have known anything about the move if I wouldn't have made that shot afterwards, because they don't do that on ESPN. We are all grateful Iverson put that move on Jordan, as it made an unbelievable moment. Jordan versus Kobe. Their back and forth was iconic because of all the basketball world's eyes were on the All-Star Game. And during his All-Star Game debut, it didn't take a young Kobe long to make his presence felt at Madison Square Garden. Kobe started with a couple of big-time dunks, so it was clear the young mama had arrived to challenge the teacher. Jordan, who was about 35, responded just the way we all would expect, knowing he had to teach his student a lesson. It set the table for an epic back and forth in which Jordan and Bryant dazzled MSG with fadeaways, masterful dunks, and athletic layups. The only person who could stop the two from going back and forth all game long was Western Conference head coach George Karl, who decided to sit Bryant the entire fourth quarter. He hit those two turnarounds, Bryant said afterwards, and I was like, cool, let's get it on. Jordan said after the game, he came at me pretty early. I would if I was him. If I see someone that's maybe sick or whatever, you've got to attack him. He attacked. You know, I liked his attitude. The two legends gave us a show we would never forget, and for that, we thank all these legends in this video. Check out some of these videos.